IVM.
कृपया ध्यान दीजिए. The language used on the podcast may not be fit for consumption. We warn you, tread carefully. But listen, yaar, don't be so conservative. Namaste, Beno. I don't care about the men. Welcome to the show. It's a 6 p.m. evening thingy. I, of course, thought I'd got this whole look right, but I'm still looking down, a bit like the Nazi Germany movies, where you look down and talk to the nation. Well, that's my thing. But I want to discuss the elephant in the room before I call in our two wise men to join me. And that is, and this question is for everyone, and please don't put off the podcast and get put off by this. But should you call out flatulence? And should you own flatulence when it's you? This is the question I put out to everybody. Please answer in the chat box as soon as you can. Because today a horrible thing happened during our shooting episode. And I won't name names and point fingers because I want to shame people. But Mohit farted. And that's disgusting. And there were lots of us around, including two women who I hardly know. And then acted like nothing happened. And then the finger of suspicion was on all of us. Because, nobody could tell. It happens quickly. And then suddenly there's 7-8 people sitting together. And who the hell did that, especially for passerbys? I did what any honorable man would do to protect his friend. I pointed at Mohit and said it's his. And we all laughed.
Working Monday to Friday glued to your chair making you feel dull? Worry not. Get your 5-minute weekly dose of travel around the world with Postcards from Nowhere. Join me every Thursday as I explore the strange, obscure and fascinating parts of the world and bring out facets of travel you may not have thought of before. You can find us on the IVM Podcast app, website or wherever you get your podcast from.
Let's get Silvery and Amit in immediately. Guys, it's a slightly serious topic. It sounds really silly, but it's not. The thing about flatulence is it hits you anytime. There's never a convenient time for it. And while males together, it's a great thing. It's like a rite of passage. And we all have a good laugh. When the women and other people are involved, strangers, etc., workplace, social setting, not always looked upon kindly. So should you own it when you do it yourself? And secondly, should you out the guy?
Tough question, man.
That's a big question.
You should obviously own it. Absolutely own it. Because once you own it, immediately it's a laughing thing and then you just move on.
It diffuses. But it's a huge shame involved for a lot of people to actually step up there and
See,
put their hand up.
the thing is that if it's relatively odorless, then owning it, and it's just like auditory, then owning it is fine. But
I thought it was going in the right direction.
the stronger the stench gets, the tougher it is to own it, isn't it?
Yes, Dr. Doshi.
Sometimes it happens that you will own up to it.
Stays for some
you will
time.
own up to it and then it'll start smelling.
Yeah.
You will own up to it and then it'll start smelling after that. Like you immediately fart and then you're like, oh, sorry, that was me, guys. And then it starts smelling like, oh, damn it, why did I say it?
Generally, it's an AC environment which you're in. So it sort of stays for a while. It's not going away either. And people just, the best is they just giggle. But the worst is they get really irritated with you. They're like, oh, God, man. Like you're some kind of savage.
But, if it's not auditory, then I don't think anybody would ever own up to it, right? It's only if it is...
That's a very, very good point. Why should you own up if there's no audio?
Yeah,
because there's no way to find out except if they actually smell your behind.
Yeah.
I mean, if someone's bold enough to say, guys, I'm going to check it out. I'm going to check everybody's behind. I'm going to get to the truth. Who amongst us would do that?
But then again, that is something that only happens once it becomes once the odor of becomes an issue, right? Then you can start looking at smell. But then do you really want to get down and look at smell if odor is an issue?
But you must understand, there were two women who passed who were doing something else, not involved with our department. And they sort of looked because there was a sound, auditory sound and all that. That was the big problem because nobody wanted to be the person who did it in their eyes. So it's like being labeled a terrorist or something like, look, bro, I'm not that guy. I'm not that guy. So then almost everybody moved away from the person whose name I shouldn't mention. And sort of like, without actually pointing, sort of isolated him so that the finger of suspicion was very clear. But I was thinking about it and thinking, what an awkward thing it is. It happens to all of us in all cultures. And how the hell do we not deal with this properly, even in I'm going to be 50 end of this year. So, I mean, like, how sad. Anyway, I think enough time is spent on flatulence. Otherwise, this show really has nowhere to go from there. And Amit, I like your sensibilities that you brought into it, which shows that you're a man who's given this a lot of thought. The level of smell, the odor level, so to speak.
I feel like there is a stand-up comedy routine around this, which I have seen years ago, which I can't remember right now.
But it's not just a stand-up routine. It's a fact of life. So that's a very safe stand-up routine because everybody has to face it.
Where does the phrase silent but deadly come from? I feel like that comes from some stand-up comedy, doesn't it?
A couple of girls I dated.
Okay.
And there was no flatulence involved, I can tell you.
Do you guys think there was ever a time when humans or humanity were comfortable with farting around each other?
Yeah, 100%.
Of course. Animals are.
How recent do you think this thing is of hiding a fart?
Honestly, I don't even think it's that long ago. Okay, when I was much younger, right? Like when I was like, say, probably in my, like in the early 1980s, right? So 7, 8, 9, 10 years old, right? At that point in time, I would routinely hear elder people fart without apology or excuse.
And carry on. Right, carry on with their conversation.
And stop for a second, let it out, and then continue. Right. So I mean, like, I feel like you're right. It absolutely is a newish kind of thing.
So in a sense, you're blaming the government. So you're saying back in the 80s, the world was a safer place, and now because of all this tension, no one can fart in peace. Yeah. It's a highly underrated moment, actually, when it leaves your system and you feel that sense of release. Yes. People should understand. Take one for the team. The guy's feeling better. Let it go. But there's a huge difference in the family. Family is family. You get used to it. That's a huge difference in a workplace.
I'm not talking about like close family. I'm talking about like super extended family, right?
And there were many people in the room when this would happen.
Cyrus, I come from we're Mangrodis, right? My mother's side of the family is what's called a Mangrodi, right? Mangrodis love ice cream. They have parties full of ice cream. Ice cream is full lactose. You know what happens to people who eat so much ice cream, right? You let it rip, right? Ice cream is like, it's one of the things that really let's
take it further. It's only natural.
That actually is.
Yeah.
That probably was the ice cream of choice. No, actually, probably for us at that time, it was Dimple from Matunga. That was probably the ice cream of choice for the family.
What about Joy? You remember Joy ice cream?
I remember Joy as well.
Qualities, these three. Yeah. Sorry. So there's a lot of letting it rip happen because of the dietary requirements of the community is what you're saying.
Because, I mean, like, of what there is. And this was extended family, right? I mean, like, we're talking about, like, my grandparents' generation, the generation above them. So, I mean, like, we're talking about, like, quite a lot of people in that sense, right? And...
Hey, Amit, I think me and Sylvie may skip the community parties, even if we're invited to them. Don't mind. I mean, the first question we'll ask is the bar open? And 2, are you serving ice cream? This is 2 questions to ask at a Doshi gathering. My God.
No, but the Doshi family is different. This is my mom's side of the family.
Okay, the mother's
Our side of the family, we don't do this stuff. As in, we don't do ice cream parties. I'm not saying nobody farts.
So one butt cheek is temptation, but the other one is somehow disciplined in that sense. Yeah. I was just hoping it was a 30-second rant. We've done 7 minutes of just talking about flatulence, but it is a topic which we shouldn't shy off from. I feel because we do that, we cause more trouble. And Sylvie, I think you were trying to say something. We interrupted you 3 times. What were you saying?
No, it was something about farting only.
Has it happened to you?
Right, farting.
You said you were cool about it.
So I usually just admit to it. Again, it has to be audible. It has to be audible.
With the girls, with the ladies also?
Yeah. I try to suppress it. Try really hard to suppress it at first, right? Like, you don't want the sound. Yeah, but you have to. You can't just like let it rip like essay. But if it comes out and it was audible, and I think there's a chance that even one person heard it, it's like, oh, sorry guys, I just farted. This is what it is. Yeah, just deal with it.
It's amazing how it changes the dynamic if we're just men. Who gives a damn then? It's like, oh shit, and leg pulling all happens, and you're almost a hero of the room. The guy who farted. It's ridiculous. The women come into it, older people or people you don't know, strangers, places like a bus station or something, and it's heard by everyone. I mean, that's just unbelievable. You're stuck on the journey with the guy after that. And everybody thinks he's got the plague. Oof. All right. Time for us to move on. Otherwise, now my mind has gone from gas to ice cream, which brings us back to gas. I'm honestly thinking after this thing, can I order naturals? I want the Malai ice cream. I just have a... it's like an ad. This the best advertising you could do is tell us this horrible story, but the ice cream is the star, and now I want ice cream.
Yeah. Natural Malai ice cream. I don't think that I eat that often.
Oh, what are you saying? One of the God's delights. Malai in any form I love, but Malai ice cream they do really well. It's really
Yeah.
tasty.
I've been eating. So I had tooth surgery right over the last couple of weeks. So I
Right.
had a lot of ice cream
Yeah.
over the last this.
Wow. Oops.
There's some good ice creams out there, man. Yeah, my room is probably not fit for you in
Oh,
consumption at
and
this
you're
point.
alone.
So I just
You don't give a flying FUK.
no, that's
Who
not
are
the
you
case.
protecting?
I'm
You're
not
just-
eating I'm not eating ice creams like ice cream party ice creams. I'm eating like 1 or 2
Yeah.
pieces a day. But there's
You can do
this
an ice cream opera right now.
no, but I realized
Yeah.
that there are 2 ice creams which I love, which I've loved since I was 7 or 8 years old, and those are the 2 ice creams I love the most.
Which are?
Everything else, all the fancy stuff aside, right? But coffee
Hmm.
ice cream and
I love
mint ice cream,
mint. I don't like.
right? The mint
Coffee
and
love.
chocolate chip. These
Yeah.
are the 2 ice creams I want. These are 2 ice creams I want. I don't care about any
Coffee,
of the others.
caramel, and Malai for me.
And even in coffee, right? I don't want the fancy coffee. I want the quality coffee, or I want the Walmart coffee. I want that
was-
coffee ice cream.
But it was more pungent, I felt. The old, less sophisticated ice creams that we were raised on was more
Yes.
pungent with the coffee taste. It left a coffee taste.
They're called frozen desserts now. No, they're not called ice creams anymore.
Oh.
So I think you have to be milk to be ice cream, right? So quality is called frozen dessert, I think now.
Oh, is it? That's the
Yes.
distinction. Which produces the flatulence then?
Basically, the flatulence comes from, I think, lactose intolerance, right?
Oh.
That is basically the amount of milk is what causes that, is my understanding.
Wow. Look at this podcast. I mean, we take you from gas to science. I mean, everything. I mean, wow. Really, I respect you guys so much, man. Brothers. Okay, what do we got at Silvery?
So we have some very good topics. Let's start off with the film fraternity one.
Yeah.
A lot of people from the film fraternity, like Farhan Akhtar, Anurag Kashyap, Shabana Azmi, Zoya Akhtar also, and other directors and actors have basically signed an open letter because the center is trying to pass a new amendment to the Cinematograph Act of 1952. Basically, what this will enable the center to do is to recall movies that have already been passed by the center board.
On a complaint.
And
on a complaint.
Which means any
Raju
on their own
can
whim,
just say, I
basically.
didn't like
Any-
it.
yeah.
Can you imagine 1.3 billion Indians empowered to bring back art anytime they feel like it? That's it. Don't even bother getting in the profession.
Exactly. So they can recall a movie that has already been approved of everything. Everything is finalized, and if they feel that the messaging is off or something is not right in the movie, or we want to change that part, they can get all those things implemented in the movie.
What you're saying is they want to make a useless body further useless.
Yeah, basically.
Also,
That's exactly what it is.
now the censor board has 2 levels to it. So you pass censor board, then you have to pass censor board again because they can
Yeah.
still call you back. Yeah.
See, the censor board is kind of pointless anyway, right? I mean, like at this
Exactly.
point in time, it's pointless anyway. But this is even taking away whatever little bit it has is gone now. So
Yep.
then why have the censor board?
They basically been the guys who the BJP don't want in the front, but still want to keep them in their job.
Yeah.
So they are made into the censor sort of board. And yeah, they're important now completely, it looks like. And they're just saying we'll decide anyway, which means their complainant will just, you shut down the film. I think it's great. But I want to know about this open letter philosophy. Do you sit together and write one word each? How do you write together? I find that
No,
bizarre.
no. One person writes a draft,
Dear
and then everyone signs
censor.
it.
And then Shabana, can you do the board? Zoya, can you? We. I mean, how does it work? Take ours.
Well, so I think what you wind up seeing with stuff like this from a real perspective, right, is one person writes it or leads it, and maybe a couple of other people contribute to it, right? And then everybody else is just signatory.
Yeah. Okay, let's not attack them. Poor guys, they're the victims.
No, and I guess you were not really interested in a serious answer over there, but I couldn't think of a joke and answer for a second. So I did what I could.
Well, I was just thinking, opinionated person, just think a little further. I mean, I'm getting irritated because now we're 40 together and somebody's bossing over the letter.
Yeah.
I want to put my bits in also. Otherwise, why am I here? Yeah, we're all liberals.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're fighting a fascist regime. But I want my contribution to be there, and everyone has a different way of talking. So I'm just wondering,
There were 1,400 signatories, by the way. People who
1,400.
signed 1,400.
Who wouldn't sign this? I mean, like
yeah. Yeah, two of them.
It's bad enough that we have a censor board who can put arbitrary cuts, things like you're allowed to use the word fuck only twice in a UA movie. If you use the word a third time, it becomes an adult movie.
Yeah, but what if you have a stammer issue? How does that count? You go like fuck, but you're actually saying it once, but you take 4 times to say it.
It's going to be adult.
No, it's not fair. It's a health issue.
It is, but it doesn't matter.
I think that's absolutely wrong. No, the guy is saying one fuck, but he says it 4 times because of stammer.
I remember some of the insane things that used to be there as part of the censor board thing, right? I can't remember what movie this was, but there was a movie about Hindu-Muslim relationships and riots and stuff like that. This was when I was working in Bollywood. So this is probably sometime in the late 90s at that point in time, right? And like one of the cuts that I heard that they were demanding from there was that was basically that I think the guy was Hindu and the girl was Muslim, and it was the cut was something like don't show them in front of the temple or something like that. It was so kind of weird and esoteric and made no sense.
As in, the temple should be the picture, or the front of the temple is not good, the back of the temple?
No, so basically don't have these two as newly married walking in front of a temple or something like that. It was, I can't remember exactly this, but it was just such a ludicrous cut to even ask for. It affected nothing, it changed nothing. Filmmaker made it. Why would the filmmaker not make it, right? I mean, like, it's just such a small cut that it doesn't matter. Why are you going to break it? But it just it's a
And despite the best efforts of all forces in every community, Hindu-Muslim marriages do happen, and thank God. I must say, this is a shout out to Tanishq. If you want to sponsor our show, we're okay with all your philosophies. We're quite liberal here. You can marry from any tribe to any tribe as long as both people want it. Because otherwise, it's not called marriage; it's just called a takeover, which is something which, in corporate speak, Amit Doshi will explain to you. Now, back to our very important point, which was: do we need even more?
So this the open letter also, like, there's a small excerpt from the open letter which I think really stands. It goes on to say, this will also render filmmakers powerless at the hands of the state, as more vulnerable to threats, vandalism, and intimidation of mob censors. The proposal to amend the Cinematographic Act comes 2 months after Center dissolved the Film Certification Appellate Tribunal. So they recently dissolved one body called the Film Certification Appellate Tribunal, which I don't really understand what that did. Also, it was like another kind of
appellate tribunal means where you can basically appeal.
You appeal the censor board things, right?
Yeah, that's it. So it's a just society. You allow both. Appeal should happen so that both sides can be heard. Otherwise, there's only one side, and it's quite a lot of fun. Because it's like when you own the cricket equipment in the lane, and then you decide to keep batting even though other people say you're out. It's like that. So we're living in times where these kind of things happen. I think it's just, for me, it's also really funny because with a straight face, they're actually coming up with this kind of bill, which anybody not even average intelligence, can be below average intelligence, will know that it's just completely unjust and stupid. I mean, it's pointless. I mean, then the state should just say, look, you are filmmakers. These are the topics we want you to make films on. We will pay for your film and please stick to the script. And that's it. We'll just get on with it. Right. Let's not have a farce. Yeah, look at every history film that was ever made, historical, that was made, a Sanjay Leela Bhansali type of film. Everything has run into, when the guy gets hit, beaten on the set, some jokers come with, who never heard of these bloody groups of people who suddenly are some Sena or the other, and they come and stall proceedings where people are making a film and employing people, and the economy is prospering because of it, and then people will be entertained because of it, and your eyes will open to history. All the good, there's only good coming from this. Okay, the Sanjay Leela Bhansali films can be slow, I accept that, so don't watch it if you don't want to, but that's his only possible crime. And then how can we even debate this kind of thing? We can't debate this kind of thing. We have to be completely out of our skulls.
The idea that, so thought experiment, right? What would you think if something like this were to happen? Let's say this law passes. Because this law passes, the censor board is obsolete, right? So they abolish the censor board, right?
They'll keep the censor board and act like we've got a censor board and a process and all, but it's just a body.
Why? What is the point of it?
This is a great way to get bribes from movies and all. From movie studios, the center will get like great bribes. KRA will give you like these make orders. Let us go.
But then the censor, that still doesn't make the censor board logical.
If the center has final say, I think.
Appearance bhi ek cheez hai. You need to have a process to show what is democracy about. You have to show a process always, so that, like we just mentioned, there's a give and take and people have a chance to go left or right or whatever. So you're keeping something there to sound like there's a process and an appellate tribunal after that and all that, but it doesn't exist.
This is the very opposite of a process, because this is by definition reactionary, isn't it? You are saying release.
I'm just saying they'll just keep the censor board there, which has of no consequence, as you mentioned, but they'll keep it there for the look. That look, we have got this system in place. And that's a measure which is lastly taken because people have been very offended by the fact that this Hindu man married a Muslim woman, and in the song, his scooter passed the mandir in the background. And for that alone, they should be murdered in public and the film should be taken out.
I just am a little right, because I'm just like, what is the sense of it then, right? I mean, like, if you are, as a government, saying that by policy we are going to react to public reaction,
But that is why you have to respect Kim Jong-un, because he doesn't color things for you. He doesn't pretend to cloak things or anything. He just goes out and says, my German shepherds will eat you, uncle. So come carefully towards my house. And, it's very clear. I like that. I appreciate that in a way, That's what I'm saying. Let them just decide, this is the films we'll allow you to make and this is where you can go with it. That's it. And Farhan Akhtar can sing as much as he wants with his guitar on a tree, but it's just not going to make any difference.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think that's what it is.
Also, how do you think the center does not think that this will probably come and bite them in the ass at some point? Like, if they ever do lose power.
Silvery, this is a very good point you bring up. And let's understand one thing, power sort of corrupts you. 2 victories back to back gives a sense of a little bit of arrogance or a little bit of entitlement. All this happens. Sometimes you stop thinking correctly and you just go forward with your chest out because that's the way you think things are going to be going forward. I think this pandemic is going to maybe change a lot of things in India in terms of politics. I think the whole political structure is going to do a cartwheel after this, because people are not fools. Some people have lost jobs. People have been wandering the streets of India trying to find their homes. People don't have an end in sight. And, after like we discussed yesterday, we say we are number 2 in jabs because in terms of population, we are number 2 and in China is number 1 because of max. But we are 4% or thereabouts in actual percentile, with America around close to 50 and UK around close to 50 and etc. and Israel and Singapore above that. We are at 4 and yet we have a front page, and this is again cloaking things and beautifully cloaking things, saying number 2 in jabs. And my mother, again, always the victim, comes and tells me, see, things are good, we are number 2 in jabs. And I was saying, explain to her the maths. It means we are really bad in terms of where we stand. We are at 4%.
We live in the best. We live in like such kind of crazy times when it comes to information, right? Anybody can make anything sound whatever they want it to sound like.
Maths is a great subject, it's because it's all about a theory of relativity. Yeah. All you have to do is remember that in your head and put things in perspective later. It's all easy.
Absolute numbers can have.
We should have been spin doctors. It's so much fun. You can make anything sound good, Congress is trying to do that with Rahul, but maybe one day.
Interesting. What do you think about the stuff over there? Since you brought it up, and since Antariksha is frozen right now, and we don't have another subject to move to without him. What do you think about the Amarinder Sidhu controversy stuff?
I know Sidhu is almost like a dangerous person to have on your team now. It looks like first, floating from one end to the other, and now he's just sitting there and seems like he's sulking and he's upset. And he wants this and he wants that. And he says he doesn't want any cabinet seat or anything. He doesn't want, there's nothing that he wants. He just wants respect. But at the end of the day, I don't see how he's helping the party in Punjab at the present moment, honestly.
I read a couple of articles about this yesterday, right? Especially, so Veer Sanghvi had an interesting one talking about Congress High Command and the culture over there. And, it really is interesting, right? Because, Amarinder Singh is pretty much the one place where they're strong in right now. And you're really kind of screwing.
And he bows to no man.
Yeah, and you're screwing with that. You're screwing with that, right? And again, we in the article, we brought up a couple of things, right? Jyotiraditya Scindia from Madhya Pradesh, again, because you're not giving any kind of.
Sachin Pilot is on the brink.
Sachin Pilot
is on the
disappeared. He's nowhere to be seen these days. There was one more example.
And Amarinder, as you said, is a powerful figure. As you said, he's a most important figure because he's won you Punjab and but he's also very powerful personality. So he's not the type of guy you want to cross swords with, because that's not what you want now at this present moment for sure. Yeah. But I think it's also a Mandolian process. These guys, how can they not meet, for example, Navjot Singh Sidhu? He's a high-profile guy. He's a celebrity. He is a member of parliament, blah, 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 blah. So what can Rahul do? Say, I can't interfere. He can't really do that. So it's a sort of...
I don't know, man. I think that the thing that came across to me more than anything else, right, is and this was again the crux of the Veer Sanghvi thing that I read yesterday, right? The high command culture that exists in the Congress, right?
That is there.
And I think that is the problem, right? I think that's the issue, right? More than anything else, because it would.
So nobody. We won't call the elephant in the room or ring the bell. Yeah. Nobody's going to, no one's. They had so many chances to do it. It's not done. And now the horse is bolted. Let's keep using these phrases. Yeah. It's just far too, it's gone. The process is gone. I don't know. You think of perestroika and glasnost, more perestroika, restructuring being the most important point when you're down, whether you're a company or a cricket team or a football or whatever. You have to restructure. How do you go forward? You expect everything to be okay on Monday morning. If you've had losses and failures and you're going nowhere, in any business, in anything, we have to restructure. That's the only way we survive, right or not? Even our podcast or anything else, you'll have to rejig it a bit. Okay, these guys are just saying, we'll just carry on. I understand it totally, because in my house we have the same problem. My wife, with an iron fist, doesn't give us a chance to do or say anything. She won't let Kunal bring food from outside because she didn't want anybody in the house, so there's too much food in the fridge. And so I starve because I hate the home food and I don't get the outside food. And I still get Kunal's company, which I'm paying for. It's like a tax, but I'm not getting the payment that I should get, compensation for his company. So I'm stuck with him. We say nothing to each other, like to an old couple who just stare at each other, after 40 years of marriage. And now all I'm thinking is, where's the butter chicken? And he's saying not allowed because he's scared of the iron fist. Congress is the same story. The iron fist is destroying them.
Who is the iron fist in the Congress? That's what I don't understand. Who is that?
The iron fist is Mia Familia. Mia Familia is the iron fist.
It feels to me like the family. God, I don't know, man. They just seem so ineffective, man. I don't understand how.
No, brother. No decisions are made without them. They've not done a good distillation from top to bottom. In a sense, the seniors had to move a little bit. Then you needed the younger people at the right time to come up. I mean, we mentioned MNCs and cricket football teams. Everybody does it. I mean, whether you're Kapil Dev or Sachin Tendulkar, you're giving your send-off, man. So...
Yeah.
I mean, it's just simple business, right? If politics is a business first and nothing else, they have to look at it. Fail. So restructure. If you don't do anything, how are you going to improve? How are things going to change?
Yeah, no, I guess you're right.
I mean, but nobody's, that's why people like Mr. Sanjay Jha, left the party in the end. A few people who were trying to, and now you have these letters from one to the other that keep happening. The 23, it sounds like Caesar and the Senate and all the betrayals and all that. But people are fed up because some of them know that they need to restructure.
Yeah.
You need new leadership. You need younger people to come into play. You need to look at your mob sort of situation in terms of grassroots and all that. You lost Amethi.
I know.
Amethi, you should have won in your sleep without ever going there.
And I'm seeing like some of the worst. They're taking some of the worst lessons from the BJP, right? I mean, like the in the sense of the social media warriors, which are essentially keyboard warriors who are clearly paid, right? And I'm just like, why is I mean, like seriously, Congress is doing the same thing. Do they really think that this BJP stuff worked to that extent where you'll be able to counteract it? The reason the BJP stuff worked, right, was because there was a anti-Gandhi narrative, right? Which was a clean narrative, which was a clear narrative.
No, it worked because the guy is magnetic and he was able to use his whatever charisma, whether you like it or not, across the length and breadth of India.
No, but
it worked on his showmanship.
No, it worked for Narendra Modi in that sense, absolutely. I'm just saying that the overall tenor became a lot more anti-Congress because there was an anti-Gandhi narrative.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah.
Now, the problem is that with the BJP, what I'm seeing from these Congress equivalents of the Bhakts, right, who are basically putting out the same kinds of
copy them with the same aggression and all that. Yes,
they're not going after BJP for bigotry. They're going after. I think they're going pro Gandhi.
No, what you're saying is that futile energy is being used.
Yeah.
And futile operations are in place where they have to look at different leaders at the right places and looking at each institution which they are targeting and trying to see what can be improved there to get people to support them and see their work on ground. Or their vision on ground, rather, which is even more important than the work at the moment. There isn't any, you can't just be anti. Yeah. Anti can't be your party symbol, which is what it is. And you can't, they troll, we troll. That's more for the English-speaking elite. And what's the point of that after a point? It's all about what you've done.
Yeah.
Are people happy? And hence, they have a great opportunity now with COVID and people not being happy across the length and breadth of the country, especially with this second wave. I think first wave, he probably got away quite well. And BJP was well entrenched, I would think.
Oh, they did well.
But second innings... so second inning is not looking so good. If Congress and the company aren't able to come to the party after this, then they are really the worst ever outfit in the history of India in terms of performance. Forget whose ideology is right or wrong, but who really cares? As long as we can do our podcast.
That's fair.
Right, Silvery? You seem to have gone to sleep. Did you fart?
Yeah. No, my internet was giving me a lot of trouble. Sorry.
Put your hand up if you did. I think Rishi heard a disturbance and he sent us a message on the chat saying, looks like it happened.
Okay.
Can you show us the room to see if everybody's left?
There was no one in the room to start with.
Then enjoy yourself, beta. Have a good one.
But I'm holding one in right now if you want.
Are you serious?
No, I'm not. I'm just joking.
I love this show. Roller coaster. Okay, shall we take a quick
Let's
break,
take our
which
quick
we normally
break.
take?
Yes. I hope you enjoyed that show. If you aren't following us on social media, please do. We're IVM Podcasts on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. We'd like to thank the sponsors on the network this week. Thank you so much to Cred, Ciet, and Global Victoria. Without you guys, this thing would not be possible. So, on the note, Maruk Inayat gives us an overview of the potential Twitter ban in India. On this round is on me. Gauri Devi Dayal was joined by actor-producer Purna Jagannathan to talk about her career in Bollywood, Hollywood, and theatre. She talks about the upcoming season of the show Never Have I Ever. On Cyrus Says, we had legendary musician Usha Uttup. She took us through her journey and shared her experiences as the unconventional musician. In the second installment of the Father's Day special on Akla Station Adulthood, Ayushi has a candid conversation with her father, Siddhartha Meen. On the Global Victoria Tech Talks podcast, we showcase some compelling new tech stories coming out of Melbourne. Whether it's from the buzzing gaming industry or the robust edtech sector, Victoria is increasingly becoming a hub of emerging technology. And we talk to some thought leaders and industry legends about the same. Catch all the action from the World Test Championship on the Edges and Sledges podcast. For our Hindi listeners, we have Khel Niti, which goes live on YouTube every morning. And with that, I hope to see you again next week.
Follow me at Instagram and Twitter on Bored Brocha. I'm so bored, I need your help. I need your love. I need your touch. Okay, just follow me. And now the break is over. And now, Silvery, if your internet's working, we can go back to our formal topics which we planned.
Yeah,
hope
I
you do the
think
car. Please do the
before
car.
we do that, just like a little short tribute to Raj.
Oh, right.
Just say, yeah. So friend of our show, friend of the network, friend of mine, right? I've known him for like close to 30 years now at this point. Passed away yesterday. Raj Kaushal. He's been twice or thrice on the podcast. I know that he came on as a guest.
Twice with me.
Yeah, I know he's come on as a guest for sure, as like an individual. He came on one Cock and Bull for sure. I think he might have been on two.
Yep.
Yeah.
But just a great guy, and you all should check out his episodes if you want to get to know a little bit about him, because just a great guy. And I mean, like, just keep being missed.
I was in school and college with Mandira.
Right, yeah.
Worked with her many events where she disrespected me, but I love her. And unfortunately, the sad part is, he's one of those guys. I don't want to say this because something is happening, you sound shallow, but he's one of those guys that I really enjoyed his company. I mean, we didn't spend that much time together, but I've drunk with him on a couple of occasions, and we just had a great time. We had lots in common, and he's just one of those guys you could hang out with. And there's a line at the end of a play I've done by Chas Palminteri, the actor, called Faithful, where he tells the girl, it's boy to girl a bit, but it applies to everyone. Because, he says, if you're a guy, I wouldn't mind it hanging out with you. And he's a rough and ready guy, and so that's like the ultimate tribute you can give to a fellow person. Like, man, I really wouldn't mind hanging out with you. I mean, short of a lover. So the same thing with Raj. I just thought he was a hell of a, like, just this regular good guy to hang out with.
He was just fun, right? I mean, like, always happy, not always happy. I mean, like, I've known him for a really long time, so I know when he's
You
pissed,
know him more intimately than we do.
But so not always happy, but I mean, like, but just like, always like, life of the party, so much fun. Just like,
you don't talk to him about anything. That's why I had him on the podcast.
Yeah. No, he's just a great guy. No, just a great guy. I mean, like, and I mean, like, passed away.
Can I tell you my vicious thoughts?
Yes.
Because I get them every time. I'm so petty. I really think I need a therapist. The moment nice people pass away and young people pass away and all, I just get angry that bad people aren't dying.
Yeah.
I have a list of people in my head that I would like to, read, and they're alive. And I'm always thinking, why couldn't you exchange? Can we have Raj? I'll send you 3 options right now. Tick, 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 tick. And it always comes to me, especially when I feel a sense of innocence about someone dying young, or you think, was basically a guy who never made the world a worse place as against so many people we know. And I don't just mean politicians. I'm talking about even people in your life.
Yeah.
There's one bloody vendor who's not completed the terrace work for the last 6 months. I mean, he could have gone for all I care. Maybe he did because we haven't found him. Sorry.
No, I'll just add this, right? I mean, like, for people who don't know my background, right? I was an assistant director in films, but then I spent a long time doing tech stuff. Raj has been a friend of mine since I was like 18 years old, right? We first met when he was Mukul Anand's assistant, and so I've known him forever, right? And so when I was looking at podcasting again as something that and it's in some ways it was a re-entry back into the entertainment space after being in tech for 15 years, right? And so I was talking to him a lot about this podcasting stuff, right? That I really wanted to do it. And just like, one of the most encouraging conversations. Like, even though you know how tough this stuff was, right? I mean, like, there was nothing, nobody knew about this shit, nobody understood it, nobody kind of this. But just like, the sheer kind of like, dude, if you think this is right, just fucking go for it, right? I mean, like, just that kind of ballsy, go for it kind of attitude that he had about, and that was true across like just the way he was. So I mean, like, yeah, I mean, like, just great guy. As a company and as a network, I think we're indebted to him, and just gonna miss him a lot.
This is why I have problem with religion, bro. I really do. This is why I do. I just can't explain it sometimes. I just feel that, why? It just seems like it's just wrong. I mean,
Yeah.
there's really a good life has been taken, and I mean, surely if there really is a religion and gods and this and that, surely they could, if karma is really a thing, they'd be doing the maths and saying isko nikal. There's just too many innocent people, like in COVID. You meet so many innocent people who are basically really nice human beings and the kind of human beings that you want in the world, and
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm a bitter old man, but yeah, let's just get back to Raja. So yeah.
No, I think I mean, like, yeah, he's gonna be missed, man. I mean, he's gonna be missed. I mean, like, and deepest sympathies to Mandira and everybody else. 2 kids, recently adopted a child. I mean, so just sucks. Sorry, I think I think that's enough of the downer stuff on the podcast.
You'll never get a podcast like this, which started with farting and then goes to like a tribute. So I mean, guys, we really suck. And maybe Raj gave you the wrong advice. He's just such a nice guy. He just didn't want to break your heart. Silvery?
Right? Sure.
What do we have?
Let's do the car, bro.
Let's get to a slightly more let's go to a slightly more lighter topic. There is now a flying car that exists. So let me just share my screen quickly.
Dilip Chabria is in jail as far as I remember, so it can't be him.
Oh, really? I thought he was out. No?
Did he get out? Did he get bail out?
Can you guys see my screen?
Not yet.
No.
Okay.
Now it's coming.
Okay, now it's coming? Yeah, okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right,
But-
so this is the
okay,
video.
You playing the video?
Wow, that was insane.
What?
It did a like full mirror in mirror thing when you were sharing the wrong tab. You were sharing the StreamYard tab by mistake.
Oh, here it is.
Look at that. It's
This
like image in image in
Wow.
image. Kind of cool. It's like,
So we see the same thing magnified 3 times.
yeah, you see it more than that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it's probably going further than that as well.
Look what you've done. You're giving Amit an erection with tech. Don't do that. This is the last thing we need on this bloody show. He's just stolen the thunder from the excitement of that damn car. Because
Okay, I'm sorry. Let's go back to the flying car.
Really, man. Now you killed it. We can't have. It's like 2 jokes back to back. The second die is always. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, all
So
right.
it's gonna show a small part from this video. It's the video of a flying car that is designed
But it
by.
looks like a plane, bro. Nothing.
But basically it's a car that has wings and all and like a rotor behind it.
Okay, got
So
it.
I'm just gonna go like fast forward. Now it's like in the air, dude. And so it's like it's flying. That's a car
Wow.
in the air with
Is this a
wheels.
prototype or somebody actually owns it?
No,
It's
this is
a
a prototype.
BMW, no?
That is BMW prototype, but it's a prototype
Yeah.
right now. Yeah, but at some point, I'm sure they want to make it.
Listen, this is going to be a
consumer-friendly.
big hit in Gurgaon.
Antriksh,
We will-
I've got to
we-
say,
Look at
sorry, but one thing I just got to say before anything else, Antriksh, I'm really impressed with you, and I feel like I've done well by you.
Number of tabs.
Because part of your because
Okay.
by the part of your suggested videos, the second one is an NBA video.
Oh, okay, wow.
Ah, excellent. the apple didn't fall far from the tree, it looks like. Yeah.
No. I just realized I'm
Yeah, I
signing from the
see it
IBM
too.
account.
I see it too. I can't read it, but I can see it.
This is from the IBM account. Not
Stephen
from my
A.
personal
Smith
account.
and Michael Wilbon react to the Suns'
Yeah.
victory. That's what it
Yeah.
was.
So we've lost Amit on this one. First, that tech triplicate thing, that just tossed his head. And then he went on NBA Flash. And so he just lost interest in the car. The car means nothing to him. And the
Because
wonderful
it's flying
name
car,
BMW.
man. I love flying cars.
But what would be the price? That's the first question.
Well, it's prototype, right? I don't think that they.
Right now it's prototype.
Yeah.
But they're not given a basic possible price. They just a prototype and nothing
Also,
more.
it doesn't look like it's like a consumer drivable car, right? It looks like you need a fucking pilot's license to
Professional.
drive that thing.
Where do you park
Yeah.
it? It's a little bigger than a car.
Yeah,
clearly
and
a little bigger, yeah.
you'll need a runway to come down on, and then after that
Yeah.
you'll need like large place to park it.
And
So,
runway to take off also.
So other
Yeah.
than Antilla, who can get it?
I don't think Antilla can get it. Antilla doesn't have space to land and park. They need a helicopter. Remember?
They'll use the.
That's why all of this apparently happened.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
they-
possible we get a helicopter variant at some point. That sounds like a
No,
coronavirus
we can land
variant.
these things on a
But-
terrace, bro. One sec.
no,
You
this
got to
thing
get
was
permission for it. Ratan Tata also was trying to get his
No, but
plane
you need
and
a
they
long
stopped him.
runway.
this,
sorry,
this
helicopter.
car needs so helicopter you can land on a
No,
terrace.
how much
but
runway
needs-
will it need? How much runway will it need?
No, so this one needed an extensive runway.
But give me a figure.
The video of that, like it was like 100, 200 yards. It was like it was a significant runway. It was not like nothing.
100, 200 yards. I mean, even a proper plane, big size 707 or whatever. doesn't take 100
707
yards.
needs like 707 takes 1.5 kilometers, dude. What are you talking about?
Have you watched Steven Seagal films? I've seen a plane take off in like 2 seconds. You guys don't know anything until you've seen Steven Seagal. Please watch Steven Seagal. How dare you? This brings us back to gas.
Yes.
No? Okay.
Yeah.
So excellent.
Would you guys
So all the
trust a plane like this, like, or a car like this?
I have prayed for it. It's been my wet dream in Bombay
Okay.
when the traffic is terrible. I prayed for that. I wish I could
Of course.
fly.
Yeah.
You know.
Yes. Correct. We all have. Yeah.
So
But would you-
Cyrus will not trust a automated vehicle,
Hmm.
like like a auto drive, but he will trust a flying vehicle. Is that right? You don't trust like the
No,
robot
I
driving.
did trust it. It's a little eerie the first time you sit in it if you self-drive yourself and all that.
Oh.
So it's a little odd to get used to because it's all about control, driving a car.
Yeah.
I mean, if you self-drive, it's not that easy to let go of it. People think it's that easy. You're not. You keep touching it. You keep, okay, that sounds terrible. You keep touching the wheel. I mean, you're wondering, you're a little insecure. But I'm sure if I got to drive it for a while, it would have changed. But come on, guys, back when this lockdown ends and the traffic starts, it's going to be worse traffic than ever. Everything is not completed. Things are going to stay.
It's
Let me tell
already
you, you'll
worse.
all wish for a dog that doesn't move your light, B, a daughter who helps with you, and C, above all, something that can fly. Honestly. Sorry
No,
about
traffic's
that.
already-
Sorry?
Traffic's already horrendous.
Today I've been all around the city. And tomorrow again, I'm going to Goregaon.
Okay, I
Which-
went to office on Friday and it took me an hour to get there.
Hey, I passed your
I-
office while going to Dub last week, and
Okay.
Suresh was walking across the road, and I said hello to him with such a big hi and smile, and he gave me a very, very tepid one. Have you sacked him?
No, not at all.
Normally, he's very
He's-
friendly.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
at the office every day working on stuff right now.
Has
He's
he
the
got
one guy who's
Alzheimer's,
on
and has he forgotten things or something like that?
I seriously doubt that you are forgettable, Cyrus. You are the one who sends
Yeah,
him for
no,
lassi
I have a
every
good
morning.
relationship with him since he's the only
Yeah.
guy who's there on time. he bond. So I was showing my chauffeur. This is Suresh. And, and then Suresh, I said, Suresh, loudly at the signal right outside the old office. Signal,
Okay.
Because the dubbing studio was just there. That JJ's place. What's
JJ,
it
that's
called?
yeah, the
You were
Island City.
So I was there for 4 days.
You,
And
you
yeah,
know where the new office is, right?
is it near JJ's?
No, it's like from the old office when you're going straight, 3 buildings
Yeah.
ahead on SV Road, where the Yes
On
Bank
the
is on the left.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Excellent. It'll be easier U-turn, I think, from ahead.
No, it will be a much more fucked up U-turn.
So I have to take a U-turn from far ahead, right?
No, you come straight, you take a left, and then when you have to go out, then you'll have to go ahead, and you'll have to go to JJ's to take a U-turn to come back.
Oh, no.
Yes.
That won't do. I'll go to the old office. Tell Suresh to keep my room open. Okay, back to
Quickly about this car thing. Do you think we'll be able to learn the skills required to drive that car? You think that's a learnable thing?
Yeah.
Like every consumer, you think will be able to learn that?
Think about how much, forget everything else. Think about how much, I was about to say, think about how well you can use gadgets which you would never have been able to conceive of 10 years ago. But think about since the lockdown started, we have been able to get Cyrus to use the voice recorder on his own. Isn't that a big achievement?
That is
If
amazing.
Cyrus can learn how to use a voice recorder,
Today, I was very impressed.
anybody can
So
learn
we won't
any
say Cyrus is
technology.
the standard. Cyrus is the low bar. You hit the if I may use the word retard. Okay, if he can do it, anyone can do it. So I get your point. It's well
That's my
put.
point.
What
Yes.
you're trying to say in a very sweet
But
way.
this one
But-
could have like loss of life consequences for yourself and
I think-
others, maybe.
They'll
Yes,
Potentially.
you will have
simulate
to get
everything on the
licensed.
comm. They'll be like everything will be done on a comm, so you'll just follow
Yeah,
it on the comm. They'll make it easy. There's no way you're gonna have to do a flying course and all that. So you'll just be literally playing a video game. So Amit will be doing it in his sleep. He'll probably just drive for no reason if he had the money. Yeah, but I only would use it, for the good of society by going over all the people stuck in the traffic and urinating on them from up. How do you like Haji Ali now, boys? Huh? Yeah. Sorry, but these things are bound to happen. Have you been on a roller coaster? Have you not spat from a
Yeah.
roller coaster? What do we call
No,
them in the
I've
small
never
ones
spat.
in India?
Oh, you mean
Ferris wheel. Ferris wheel. Yeah,
okay. You mean spit
Yeah.
from it?
Of course. So that
Why
people
would
get
you-
your spit.
So that you.
Just
Okay.
mischief, juvenility, infantile
Alright.
behavior,
Okay, all right.
frustrated Indian male thinks
That
it's fun.
is all fair. I have never done that.
No.
I don't. I never even.
Amit, how can you not
never
do
even
this?
occurred to me to do it.
If it goes at a certain pace and you do it, you don't know who your victim is. If someone hits you only, with the
Yeah,
wind blowing
exactly.
back.
It could hit you.
Yeah.
Why would you then do that if that's a possibility?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, like, yeah, no, man.
It's like blowing in the wind, literally. I mean, you're
It
taking
is
a
blowing in
chance.
the wind. Yeah.
It is, but it does hit people. Some auntie's hair. Suddenly there's a big. I mean, yeah. It's like scoring a goal, but it's childish. Don't do it. People listening, don't do this. Especially if you're over 45, it'll look really bad. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe you might want to come off as an adult. That might be a good
How
thing.
can you not do this, guys, when you were young? Did you do this?
I mean, I
I-
spat from my building, like, just out of the balcony just to see how long it takes to get down. I've done that.
How do you know how long?
But not on people.
Yeah.
Not on people. Like, yeah.
Okay.
see where
Yeah.
it's
No.
landing, right?
I don't really. I don't think I've ever felt the need to like spit at an amusement park,
Ah,
or at least like spit like off this. Right. I don't know. I just.
I'm so disappointed in today's kids. Well, not today's kids, whatever generation
Yeah.
you guys are.
I don't know, but I mean, like, I did. Am I missing something here? Like,
I
No,
thought
no.
you'd tell me
I
better
think-
stories and you did worse with your body parts. I'm only talking about
I-
spitting, which anyone can do. I was thinking you'd take it further.
So do you remember that movie, Problem Child?
No, but I have one.
Have you seen the movie Problem Child? Okay, so there's a
No.
movie called Problem Child. John Ritter, the guy from Three's Company, was on it.
Yeah, of course.
They- Sequence in it, right? The young kid who was basically the biggest brat imaginable, which is what the movie Problem Child was made of. He gave somebody something to eat before they got onto a. You remember there's this like kind of thing that goes this and then goes like
Carousel.
So it's like it starts going like
Half carousel and
it's
half Ferris wheel. Yeah, I know what you're saying.
It's starting as it's basically it's a standing ride. You're standing on it. People are standing in a circle on a disc, and the
Yeah.
disc basically goes from flat to 90 degrees, right? So
Correct.
then you're like going up and down and stuff like that, right? And so
He vomits.
one of the scenes of the movie is projectile vomiting during the this, and the projectile vomiting turns contagious because you vomit on somebody and then that person vomits.
That person. Oh,
and then
God.
also vomits. And so it's
Oh,
like
God.
all this. So I do
Oh, man.
remember that.
Kumbaya
but-
moment, if you think about it, because you bring a community together in a collective action. So
Of
there's
vomiting.
a beautiful. I can see that. I'm okay with all this. This is good.
But
Yeah.
I can't see the appeal of doing this or participating in this or being in this or being around this for myself.
Guys,
It's
this
fun
was
to watch on
years
TV.
ago.
Fun to
Oh,
watch on TV.
But I've done all this stuff that I talk about when I was very young, or at least in my 38, 39, somewhere there. I mean, so the years have passed. I'm a different guy now. I'm scared to go out. I don't want to go out unless I told my wife, if they're paying me money, I leave the house. I won't leave the house otherwise, except to walk the dogs. Yeah. Which is what most ministers do, by the way. They leave the house, they make their money, and they come back. Yeah. Okay, shall we do the AMAs?
No,
Let's do
we should
the
get to one last topic that we have.
Okay.
Then we can get to the Bill Cosby. We meant to talk about this.
Ooh.
Bill Cosby basically got freed from prison after being in jail for about a little under 3 years.
Yeah.
He had like a 3 to 10 year sentence. Like it could have been anywhere from 3
He's
years. to 10
already
years.
in his 80s, bro. I mean, really? That's a life
Correct,
sentence,
correct.
isn't it? Yeah.
But he got freed because the conviction
Technicality,
of the guilty conviction
Hmm.
got reversed on basically a technicality. My understanding is that earlier there was a deal that he had made with the attorney, the district attorney there earlier.
Prosecution, huh?
Yeah, which the district attorney did not adhere to. Like he didn't stick to that.
Correct.
What the agreement was. The agreement was like no prison time or something, if I'm not wrong, right, Amit?
So from what
But he
my
accepted guilt for that. Yeah.
Yeah, you accept guilt.
So
in some form.
my memory of this, right, was that basically, or rather my reading of it was that he accepted guilt as part of a plea bargain for one particular case, right? And part of that plea bargain was that he would not go to jail or what have you. The confession which was made as part of that plea bargain was used in a separate case, and that is the case in which he got jail term.
Oh, you're
Right?
jailed only on this one case, not on that collective case of all
Not
those
on the
women together.
no, so because most of them are out of it's fucked up. He should be in jail.
Statute of
Like,
limitations, back
Yeah.
loss,
Yeah.
last minute change their mind, weren't
exactly.
100% sure, all that happened,
So
yeah.
so it's a fucked up situation where he
But
is
just to
not in
understand,
jail.
so Bill Cosby did do that, right? Because all the
Oh,
jokes that have
100%.
come after that,
Absolutely.
and
Yeah, yeah.
There's no way that he's not done it.
Yeah.
60 people, sorry, 60 women have
Yeah, that's
accused
what.
him. Of course he's done
and it's
it.
the
It's like,
same MOI is the same, modus operandi, whatever,
Yeah.
MOU.
Yeah.
I tried it. I used to try to get girls drunk myself, not to pour them, but just because I thought they liked me better. And I failed every time. I got drunk, I liked them better, they left. Every time. Be careful.
but yeah, good
No,
advice.
but his whole thing was he was the father of the nation in a sense. Not the way we
America's
say it.
dad.
Yeah.
America's dad.
dad. Sorry, I should use that phrase.
Oh.
That's a better
Father of the
phrase,
nation is
youngster.
Gandhi. Sorry.
Yeah, I
don't
get.
say
Don't
that.
go there. Let it go. I'm an old man. We've got different reference points. We've been saying that from the beginning. We'll do a show about just wrong references or how we just live in different worlds. Yeah, I mean, who would call him father of the nation? I mean, really, the guy is America's great comedian. Yes, no doubt.
Yeah.
Okay, so favorite dad.
Yeah, but again, it's one of the things which you get. I feel like, while I understand why he's out and he should be out because of this, because again, if you're making a legal deal of this nature,
They've
right?
gone back on their word.
It's not just
Yeah.
that, right? So it's because many times people will accept deals because they want to end certain situations.
Yeah.
In this case, that's not the case, right? But in certain situations, they'll be like, okay, take a misdemeanor plea and we'll end it.
Right.
Or take a small plea and we'll end it so that, we don't have to it's a settlement, manually, right?
Correct.
So now to take that settlement situation and then use information that you got from a settlement for another thing, not fair, right? Again, couldn't happen to a worse guy or a better guy. This guy deserves everything that he got. And I have zero sympathy for him in any way whatsoever that he spent 3 years. I wish that the appeal had taken 7 years instead of 3 years. And then he would have gotten that. That would have made me happier. You know what I'm saying? I have no sympathy for him. But at the same
feel
time,
really
I get
bad.
the rule.
I really liked him. So, I'm not saying to take his side or whatever, but I just feel very bad. You feel
So,
really.
They talk about art versus artist, right? Can you separate the art from the artist? And I generally have found that I
In a
don't have
sports
that
person,
much.
I would be okay with this comment. But in Bill Cosby, because Bill Cosby wore Bill Cosby,
Yeah.
America's Dad, the books he wrote, he was that, and he was a kind of comic that every single comic looked up to. I mean, he's just too legendary. I can't think of a single one who doesn't mention him from the next generation that followed and subsequently. I mean, Eddie Murphy, Jerry Seinfeld, you're going to get bigger than that. They all, and then of course they all made fun of him now the last 3 years. So now that he's out, he can go after them.
Chappelle has a great bit in his special.
But Chappelle loved him. Chappelle loved him before.
Loved him. But and he talks about that. That's what he breaks it down. He's like, I used to love this guy, and basically the line is, he rapes but he saves, is the line. And in the special, it works. But don't take. I promise.
Let Chappelle say it. Chappelle says it, we're okay with him. Other people repeat it.
He says he has like a whole thing around it.
You're like, all the censor board, what are you doing? Yeah.
So what I find interesting is art and artists when they talk about this stuff, right? I watched a couple of Roman Polanski movies recently, old movies, not any of his new stuff. I could watch them without being like, what the fuck?
Thinking about him and a 13-year-old girl.
Exactly, right? I could watch them, right? Louis C.K., different situation, not as bad, agreed, all that.
Yeah.
I had no problem watching the latest stuff that came out from him.
But Cosby,
couldn't watch it, man. I mean, he had a stand-up special which came out, I think, 2-3 years before he went to jail.
Yeah.
And I started watching it, and as I'm watching, I'm just like, dude, this guy, fuck him, man. It's just like, it's not like there's an evilness.
Also, he could have done anything else. Adultery would not have been an issue.
Yeah.
He could have had relations with other girls. He just had to he was his legend. There'll be enough girls who'd want to be with him even as he aged. He was just too big. He's an attractive man in his own way forever because of his legendary status. So I couldn't understand why you need to do this. This sounds like a guy from my part of the woods, who we really struggle with the ladies. And then you have to find all these deceitful things to do.
Bill Cosby has already announced that he will start touring again at whatever 80 years of age he is. Start touring again and explain his side of the story after all of this. He's been saying, hey, I've always stood fast that I was not guilty and none of these things were done by me. And the courts have just proven me right.
How is he going to prove?
Yeah, correct. But this is what he's saying.
60?
This is what he's
60
saying.
plus.
This is what he's saying. Yeah.
I mean, 55, I would say yes, he's right. But once you cross 60, that's the magic number, Amit. 60 is just too much.
And it's not 60, it's more than 60, right? Because there's no way that every single woman who this happened to came out. and said
Now
that
we'll
this happened.
find it's 114 and one guy. So let's just get it right. It's a lot of people. Yeah. Because those are guys who show up for the special when he does it. When he starts to tour, the 114 victims. Yes, Bill.
Yeah.
Tell us another one. I would think he'd keep a low profile. There's no point, because there'll be shame, humiliation to follow. People will heckle you. Who won't? This is America, brother. This is land of the free in terms of stating your opinion. Their sense about situation little better than ours.
Feeling overwhelmed, anxious, struggling with too many obstacles, don't know where your life is headed? Well, if you are dealing with one or all of these, tune into the Positively Unlimited podcast, because in each episode, I share a life lesson, a life hack, a pro tip that can help you get your life back on track. All episodes are available on the IBM website, IBM Podcast app, or wherever it is that you get your podcast from.
Anyway, shall we do AMAs? It's 53.
Yes.
Let's do AMAs. Yes.
Okay, first one comes in from Arjun R. He says, "Hey Cyrus, how do you think people like Joe Rogan / Lex Friedman, etc., manage to do 3-hour long podcasts without having the urge to get up and pee?"
Oh, that's huge.
Yeah.
Is that 100% true? Is it live format? Because otherwise, I'm sure he can pee. And they're always imbibing. So,
So
peeing,
I know sometimes it has happened that the guest will be like, "Oh man, I'm sorry, dude. I know this is a 3-hour long podcast, but I really need to take a leak." So the guest will then get up, and either Joe will continue talking, or they'll be like, "We'll pause it here, and then we'll be back after like whatever."
look, we
5,
never
6.
see his hands really and his lower body. He could have a can.
Maybe he's peeing the entire time.
Yeah,
Is what
I
I'm
mean,
saying.
there's a can right there. I mean, he just drops it in and does a little Rogan Josh, and nobody knows. But it's a good point. I like this point because there are those really long ones, and I'm wondering myself sometimes. Yeah, and it's a cold studio generally, so the reasons to pee are more. You're an aging man, 50 plus. Yep, very good point. Superbly put. I'm glad that our audience thinks like us. All the
Yeah.
mundane and stupid things that nobody asks and thinks about, which is great. Then you're in the right place. Yeah.
I just gotta say, there's no way that they don't get up sometimes to take a break for
Yeah,
bathroom if you're
absolutely.
doing a
Yeah,
3-hour
absolutely,
break.
yeah.
Thing is,
We've done podcasts which are of that length, right? And you generally break at some point after an hour and a half. People can't speak effectively.
Correct.
They stop making sense, right? I mean, like
we
you
of
get
course
tired. We never
go
make
with the
sense.
not. Yeah, so we have that rider from the beginning, so we're okay with the time. It doesn't really matter. Yeah, but also we land up watching. I don't know, the whole world I think lands up watching more of the shorts with a guy like Joe Rogan. The 3 hours
Yeah.
is actually viewed by the guy who's really interested. But we are getting the 10, 12-minute, so we will never know the clips.
Yeah.
Whatever this
No,
highlight
you're
thing
seeing
reels.
clips, exactly. You're seeing clips, so you wouldn't see that. But again, we've done shows where we're doing like these 2-3 hour long shows, and in that you'd always take a break in the middle because
Amit, why don't we have highlight reels? We should have highlight reels.
we do have highlight reels. Just follow Instagram.
highlight reels?
Follow IVM Podcast on Instagram, people. We do have highlight reels. They come out
IVM,
almost every other
let me
day.
write that down so I don't forget.
IVM
is
Podcasts.
IVM Podcasts. All right.
Yes.
You guys sell stuff, is it? Like
Well, we
consumer-
sell. We are a place where people can come and enjoy themselves, right? Pass your
We talked-
time.
We talked about farting, spitting, a man who's molesting women for the last so many years, and you expect me to believe what you say, my friend? A car which I can never afford, which apparently flies, Oh God. All right. Next one.
Right. Next one comes in from Pranav Shetty. He says, "Does Cyrus remember his Film Center Tardeo days?
Of course.
I remember seeing Cyrus in Film Center canteen in the late 90s. He was such a star then."
Now nothing. Yeah, but fair enough. But Film Center, so for those who don't know, is a small building, and there was one canteen down. It's always run by a Shetty in Bombay for some reason. It's like a law, okay? And he has to be called Anna, which is actually, I don't know why, because it's more like a Tamil word, but whatever. So Anna was
At
there.
one point, was it not called Shetty's?
It probably was.
I think it was at one point called Shetty's because I seem to remember going there like it was a restaurant at some point. Again,
No, it was
very early
decent.
days. Yeah.
Decent. You got decent stuff, just like any OTP.
Yeah.
It was very close to a normal
Yeah,
OTP.
exactly. Yeah.
We all owed him money. See, when you work in the same first floor thing and whatever, you always had a line of credit. But there's too many people and just not paying on time. So Shetty was like that Shetty in Trishul. That character. He's really angry all the time. So yeah, but it was fun. And what cheap budgets we had. Our breakfast would be there when we shoot outdoors like a bakra thing or whatever. We just eat there and then no food till 3:34 till we finish shooting. So from like 8 o'clock till 4. I never thought that it was a bad thing. But now we have rights. Those days MTV didn't care. Paisa itna hai, abhi karna padega, chalo, fatak, go. That's it. Yeah, it was great stuff. We had bars opposite too, Amit, for late night work.
Where at Film Center? What bars were there?
Yeah. There was an earthquake nearby. There was something opposite, and yeah,
Earthquake was there. That's right. Yes.
there was a
Ghetto was close by too, actually.
Ghetto was little. You take a car, but just opposite, we had one whose name is not coming to my mind.
Yeah,
Where the
Earthquake
boys
was
would go
also.
and just
Earthquake
just
far enough
borrow
to take
one.
a car, no?
Earthquake you could walk, right? But Ghetto was I wouldn't. It was too far.
Okay.
And for Ghetto, there would be like nice, pretty women inside, and also I needed to work hard on that act. But these bars were like you just walk in. They're just men. You have a quick drink and go back. Yeah. Glory days, Silvery. Glory days.
Huh.
Film Center.
Hey,
By the way, it has a huge history in Bollywood. Film Center is one of the old buildings where a lot of
It
the
is?
editing work and all was done and stuff. Yeah.
Oh.
Goes back in time.
It had like studio floors and stuff like that too,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
I thought it was
everything.
shot over
Back in
there.
the-
Yeah.
Yes, very
Yeah.
big name.
And I
Yeah.
think some big name guys had
Is it
offices there.
Sanjeev Patel's place, isn't it? If I remember
I
correctly.
don't remember
Or they
the.
own part of it or something. The White House guys.
Yeah, that sounds right. White House is the
Yeah.
landlord. Sounds right. I know a lot of people have
Yeah.
had offices over there, right? So the Shadi.com people had their office over there for a long time.
Yes.
Oh.
That's how
Then
we
they
met him.
moved
Mittal.
when
Yes.
yeah, when they moved out, then they put their Moj, which was a video game product office in there.
Yeah.
I know somebody who had a herbal remedies office on the ground floor over there.
That's
as
why the
well.
bar was important, because you would have your herbal remedy and quickly have a drink. So it was all
Then I think
packaged.
in the early 2000s, you might remember there used to be the prizes to win or contest to win or something like that.
Yes, contest to win started
Contest
there.
to win.
And
They have
it took
their
a few of
office
our
over there.
employees when it started with a big bang.
Yes.
Arun Mehra, if you're listening, I know you ran away to contest to win. He just went down to buy chips, never came back. Just contest to win. They just hijacked him in the same building. Can you believe it? That's it. Yeah.
So I
Alright,
remember
guys.
going there a lot for
Oh.
a bunch of different. So let me. There's this one question which I've actually seen asked
yeah.
like the last three times I've been on. It's by Arthik Shetty. Hey guys, any TV shows or web series which you gave up on midway?
I was watching.
There are a
What
lot,
is it?
like How I Met Your Mother, Big Bang Theory. All these shows I've given up on
You
midway
didn't
because
finish
they
up
got-
you didn't go into How I Met Your Mother all the way.
I watched like till season like 5 or maybe even like
I find-
6. Then
Yeah,
I
I
got
don't
like
like that
bored.
show. My kids love that show, but I can't. I don't find it funny enough. It's not like Blackadder or Seinfeld or it's just not
Right.
endearing or funny enough for me. So I don't get it. I
Okay.
got bored. Cheers, I liked, but it's too old.
Okay. I've given up on lots of shows midway. I basically I have
I
a
can't remember.
I have a very
I'll check.
strong kind of this, right? If you don't interest me beyond a point, then screw it. I'm gone. I have a low threshold to drop stuff. But at the same time, I'm not that difficult to please either.
Conspiracies
happy
I've
with-
not completed. South Park, I've got lots more to watch. Jupiter's
Yes.
Legacy I gave up. It did nothing
Yeah.
for me. I thought
The
superheroes, which I
trailer only
like.
looked bad. I didn't even feel like
Yeah.
watching Jupiter's Legacy.
Yeah, it's like a B-grade Marvel. Drug
Yeah,
Lords,
exactly.
I landed up seeing versions
You
of
know,
many of that
I'll tell you
before.
one which might surprise people. I dropped out of Daredevil, the Netflix show, very
Yeah,
quickly.
it's slow, bro. It's slow.
Within
I agree with you. Tough.
within
tough
an
one.
episode and a half, I was gone. I'm like, dude, this is
Yeah.
it. I'm
Of the
not
first
watching
season,
this.
of the very first season.
Very first
That was a
season,
good
episode
season,
and a half,
actually.
I was
Silvery.
done.
It's slow. You've got really into it. I'm
I
watching
mean,
Merlin.
yeah,
Adventures
I
of
get
Merlin,
it.
which I like. It's
Merlin, the
Oh,
slightly childish
King Arthur.
show.
Yeah, it's slightly. It is a little B-grade, but
It's it's a young, very skinny kid who's Merlin.
yeah. So
And
he's a
Arthur
young
is like this
Merlin.
big blonde
Yeah.
guy.
He works as
Yeah.
a servant. Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
I've seen that. That's actually fun for a couple of seasons. Then after
I
that,
like
it gets
that
stupid.
show.
Yeah, it gets
But I'm on
stupid after a
season two.
while.
I'm on season 2.
I saw it like 10 years ago, right? It's been a really, really
Also, I
long
like the outfits of that Camelot time, that whatever mythical 3rd century or wherever it is. All the women
Yeah.
wore these very low-hanging things which we should never discuss on a podcast. But I
We
really
should
like
not.
those outfits. I also like
Yes.
the armor, but it's very heavy
Yeah.
apparently. You can't walk around with all that.
If you're looking for a new MCU show to start, the ongoing Loki series is excellent.
Do I
Loki's
need to
on
watch the
today.
other one? Do I
What
need to
happens
watch
in
the
Loki?
other
Not
one?
at all. Not at all. Not at all.
Oh.
Not at all. No.
Yeah.
I wanted to watch Loki, but then I was like, first I need to watch WandaVision, then I need to watch
No,
this,
you don't.
the Black
Falcon and Winter
Panther
Soldier.
thing. Yeah, then after that I can watch Loki. Is what
No,
but
not
I
at
don't.
all,
I can
not
just
at
go
all.
straight.
Yeah.
Alright,
You've seen Infinity and Endgame, right?
Yeah, I've
Infinity
seen,
Wars and
I've
everything,
said the only movie that I have not seen 3 times, right,
Oh, wow.
is Ragnarok.
Oh, that's actually one of my favorite MCU movies. I love
Yeah,
it.
no, but so I never saw Ragnarok in my first watch through.
Oh.
Then I saw it after, so right before the last one, Infinity Endgame was the last one.
Endgame was the last one. Yes.
Right before that, Yeah, right
Let
before that
me
I saw
see what I'm
Ragnarok.
watching, because the truth is what I'm watching. So Pornhub, DrTube, ApeTube. Oh, sorry, I don't think I don't think it's the right forum for what I'm watching. But yeah, I do stop in the middle.
Wow, it takes you 3
Interruptus like
hours.
you.
That takes you 3 hours,
Interruptus like
Cyrus.
you. Oh God, we suck. All right, guys, shall we go eat
Yes.
dinner now? I'm going to go going out
Let's-
tomorrow to mentally prepare myself for the long drive.
Cool.
Yeah, go to the mandir, get blessings. Good night, ladies. Have a good one.
Bye.
Okay, catch us on any of the podcasting apps, please. We beg you, we need you. Send us your questions on Twitter on Cyrus Says In, or you can email us, even if you're not female, on whatcyrussays@gmail.com.
पेश खिदमत है आपकी शान में हमारे अंजुमन से हाय आई एम सदफ
And I'm Arshit. खाने का इतिहास, इकोनॉमिक्स, पॉलिसी, साइकोलॉजी सब है मेन्यू पे.
ओनली ऑन द नानकारी पॉडकास्ट एवरी वेडनेसडे सिर्फ IVM पॉडकास्ट ऐप या वेबसाइट पर या फिर जहां से भी आप अपने पॉडकास्ट सुनते हो.
Whether you're an established sports person or a budding one, or simply a sports enthusiast, join us, Tanvi and Shlok.
We are two passionate pro badminton players talking policy, mindset, and everything sport.
So tune in to the Millennial Athlete every Monday.
Only on the IVM Podcast Network.
Trust us, it's gonna be lit.